head of IVS Crypto. I know you guys, you love that music video. It's actually composed by new college student who really like the culture of 1980s. So what do we really like about IVS is we do a lot of experiment like this. And also we do an event this time for about like 300 side events together in such a small city, 300 side events. That means about 100 side event a day. So trace back to 2022, we had about like 30 side events. So this is 10 times. And we are actually the event who bring the side event culture to Japan. Also, we combine, it's not only in KYOTO. For the whole Japan Blockchain Week, we have 6 huge events all together. After KYOTO, so we have Web3 Future, we had the Central Blockchain Leader Summit, AdCon, and finish with PlasmaCon. I'd like to thank you, all the main partners for IVS Crypto and Japan Blockchain Week, especially Year Guild Games, YGG, as well as YGG Japan, Aptos, AnimeChain.ai, Memeland, AK Virtuals as the platinum sponsors. Also, I'd like to thank you, all the volunteers, all the staff, and all side event organizers, as well as all of you guys coming here from all around the world. We have the participants from 60 countries from the world in such a huge, humid and hot weather in KYOTO. So thank you so much. So we're very honored to receive a message from our Prime Minister again this year. So let's welcome Fumio Kishida, the Prime Minister of Japan, to give us a video message.
皆さんこんにちは。内閣総理大臣の岸田文雄です。IVS2024 京都の開催にあたり一言お祝いを申し上げます。私は政権発足以来、社会課題の解決を成長のエンジンとする新しい資本主義という考え方で政策を進めてきました。その中核を担うのがスタートアップの皆さんです。一昨年にスタートアップ育成5カ年計画を策定し、これまでの政策を抜本的に強化して、積極的に環境整備を行ってまいりました。今、その成果が着実に生まれつつあります。まず、日本の大学発ベンチャーの数は過去最高を更新し続けるなど、スタートアップの裾野が急速に拡大しております。世界も日本に注目しています。5月にフランスで開催されたテクノロジーの祭典ビバテックでは、日本が特別招待国として参加し、日本のスタートアップが高い評価を受けました。この勢いを加速させるべく、今後もさまざまな政策を推し進めてまいります。例えば5月に改正した産業競争力強化法には、ディープテックスタートアップへの支援強化やストックオプションを柔軟かつ機動的に発行できる仕組みなどのさまざまなスタートアップ支援策を盛り込みました。これからの日本を代表するスタートアップが集うこの IVS は日本のスタートアップエコシステムを進化させる絶好の場だと考えています。来年には大阪・関西万博も開催され、世界に対して発信する絶好の機会が続きます。これらの好機を逃すことなく、官民が連携して我が国のスタートアップを世界に羽ばたかせましょう。結びとなりますが、本日お集まりの皆様と共に我が国のスタートアップエコシステムの 一層の発展を目指し、また皆様のご活躍を心より祈念申し上げて、私のご挨拶とさせていただきます。ありがとうございました。
So thank you, Prime Minister. So what we really hope to create is a platform of the startup ecosystem that is equal and fair, that everybody can contribute to and get benefit from it. Then we can cross the boundaries between blockchain technology and real-life mass adoptions. So next, I'd like to introduce Akio Tanaka, the founding partner of Headline Asia and IVC. So thank you. I'll see you around in the venue.
Good morning. Welcome to IVS. So, in case, I think there's a lot of young people, so you may not know the history, but we actually started the thing over 17 years ago. It was a very tiny event with just 50 founders, startup founders. Now we've grown into this massive event, and one of the new things we started to do a few years ago was to actually add Web3 to IVS, which is why we have this IVS Crypto. So I'm the original founder of IVS, but also co-founder of IVS Crypto, our Web3 fund. And today I would like to actually show you a few things that we are working on as IVC team. And one of the important things that actually I need to share with you today is to make sure you're going to have fun for the next 3 days. And in case you don't have this yet, there's some important QR codes on this display. The first one on the left is the event timetable. So capture it, then you know which sessions to go to and what's happening where for the next couple of days. And tomorrow, here at this Pulse Plaza, we also have a couple of very interesting showcase. First one is the matching event. If you're a Web3 founder, there will be a bunch of Web3 VCs. And we'll actually be doing a matchmaking, so you can actually find investors all in one place. So that's happening at the VC Lounge on the second floor of this building tomorrow. Then in the afternoon, we have something for AI and Web3 anime people. So there's actually a pitch park on the third floor building. So if you're in the anime AI space, there's something for you as well. Then the last thing tomorrow happening here, also at 3:30, is Japan's largest startup pitch contest for Web3 startups. So that's also happening here tomorrow. So hopefully you get to actually enjoy some of the sessions today, but come back for those special sessions tomorrow afternoon. And finally, IVS is not just about this venue here. For the next couple of days, we are bringing to you over 300 side events. Obviously, there's too many for me to mention specific ones, but to make it easy for our guests, we have now a master list of side events. And I heard this is still growing as of this morning. So please read in the QR code on the far right. That's your ticket to keeping busy for the next few days in Kyoto. So with the housekeeping matter done, I'd like to actually move on to our own Web3 investment activities. So I have actually team members coming to you with a broader agenda on our investment theme for Web3. But I just wanted to highlight that we are, yes, global Web3 VC, but also we do invest in Japan. And these are some of our portfolio companies. And you will actually see them either speak, or some of them actually, like YGG Japan, have a booth here, so you can check them out. But I think the important theme in Japan, we have found that this is a great country for IP, for gaming, as you know. So we have actually been investing on infrastructure to enable Japanese game IP and gaming companies to be onboarded to the Web3 world. Oh, it's a bit loud. Anyhow, and then we have also heard a message from our Prime Minister. Actually, Japanese government has been very supportive of Web3 industry. So, which has led to investments like JPYC, which is the very first legalized stablecoin in Japan. So we're actually ahead of the game compared to other nations. They're still trying to ban stablecoins, but stablecoins here in Japan already legalized. And I believe JPYC founders also speaking during this conference. So if you're interested in that theme, please check them out. So just a quick message from me is that these are just a sample of our investment in Japan, but so especially for your overseas guests to Japan, we have a clear message here. Japan is open for Web3 business, and we're here to make it easier for international parties to also get to meet Japanese investors, partners, and many corporates here also are into Web3. We have a special corporate session this afternoon. So there's a lot to discover. So hopefully you get to meet a lot of new people, friends and investors, maybe co-founders this conference. And with that note, I would like to introduce you to our co-founder, JT. JT, please come up on the stage.
Hello, good morning. Thank you, Akio, for your kind introduction. I'm here to talk about what we see in the Web3 market and why we're so focused on this space. Pastors. So as IVC, we've made over 200 investments in the Web3 space, and we're excited to see that the Web3 space is developing at a healthy pace. There's over 325 million Web3 users in Asia, and that's about 60% of the global crypto market, and it's growing healthily from last year to this year. In terms of the progress, we can see from the number of unique addresses as well as the number of transactions, it's grown dramatically over the last few years, and especially from 2023 to 2024. And as a result, that's shown up in the companies and the industries that we invest in. These are some of the examples of the companies that we've invested in, and as well as the overall industry, that shows that usage and adoption is increasing. There's 4 games that we like. I actually played 2 of them. And you can see from 9 heroes, over 1 million registered users. Heroes of Mafia, which I actually have on my phone, over 4 million downloads. One of the top games that was played in China in January this year. For Apron, over 120,000 unique address wallets. And for Super Gaming, one of our investments in India, their Web3 game called Indus has already received over 8 million downloads. Outside of games, in the general Web3 application platform area, you can also see that the numbers are growing very rapidly. We're happy to be investors in Ton Play, which is a game platform on the Telegram ecosystem. Telegram itself has 900 million users and 500 million wallets. On Scroll, which is a layer 2 ZK EVM protocol, their TVL just surpassed 900 million, and they have almost 1 million wallets active. EveSign, which is a Web3 version of a DocuSign, has over 500,000 users. And Streamflow, which is a value distribution layer, is the number 1 category leader on the DeFi Llama, and has processed $600 million of value distribution. And with this, I'm going to introduce our partner, Ann, who will talk about how IVC is crafting the digital and gaming future. Thank you.
So many early bird today. Yeah, thank you so much for joining IVS, being here like so on time this morning. Like if it's on day 2 or day 3, like I think most people are going to be like pretty wasted. Yeah, so what IVC is actually doing is we put a lot of focus on the gaming and also the digital entertainment industry, as Japan is definitely a very strategic market for us, and this is where we are actually rooted. And so as we see that, like, there needed to be more applications in the Web3 space beside the infrastructure, such as like the layer 1, layer 2s. So we have been like trying to reshape and trying to be more realistic on what kind of vision we are trying to build. I think a lot of you probably have seen the movie about the Ready Player One. So this is the kind of the oasis, the real kind of like a metaverse that we think that we will be planning to achieve in the future. So how are we planning to fulfill of our vision is through the investments into quite a few fields. That's including some kind of elements of like beside the gaming itself, because we see that like gaming space, it's already a open metaverse prototype, and also we also envision like fulfill our visions by looking into the sectors. Also, of course, fundamentally, it's a blockchain infrastructures. So we are actually the first pioneers investor into Aether, which just recently got listed on OKX Bybit. Like total FDV, it's about like 3 billion FDV, and we're actually the first investor. And we are also the first backer for Oasis and also for Zai, which is a layer 3 on Arbitrons. Also, we are the like incubator for JPYC, the stable coins in Japan, which we think that it will be used in the digital economy going forward. And of course, that AI is a very, very important field that we look into. That's why we do invested into motion captures, trying to reduce the development costs for a lot of like the gaming content developments. And as well, like the decentralized ID Carve, which I think that it should be also getting listed by this year. They have integrated about like 700 games and onboarded about like 3 million gamers to the Web3 field. So those are actually some of the important partners and also the investment we have made in the past. And as we mentioned that we think that like gaming will be the main prototype for the future metaverse. And Japan is definitely a grounded market for the gaming industries. Though these are actually some of the gaming fields, especially focusing in the open world space and also some of the existing Japanese IP, such as our recent deals like in the Ghost in the Shell. This is a famous IP with the mecha worlds, also open worlds, and also quite a few portfolios that you can actually pay a visit at the YGG Japan booth later to check out their games and see how the events is moving away from Axie Infinities about like 2 years ago. So Web3 gaming has been improving quite a lot. It's almost like getting to the same quality as Web2 games. So if you have sometimes like these 3 days, please go to the YGG Entertainment Zone booth and try out the games. Yeah, some other portfolios such as My Pet Hooligans. It's also GTA Rabbit Shootings in the metaverse, Hero Mafia, and also Appearance. Those are already like listed on the centralized exchange, either like on Coinbase or like Bybit. And also like for the AI contents, we, as I just mentioned, it will be a fundamental changing for the entertainment industry as well as for the gaming industries. So we've been building around AI implementing for 3D renderings, buildings for games, and also consumer AI generated content such as Wombos and Move AI. They are already being used by Electronic REA for building out FIFA games. And also we feel like content is very important. So we did an investment into Titan, which is a K-pop agency, which I think the first girl group should be presented by the IVS next year. Yeah, and also the DID and also the infrastructure are the base fundamental of the Web3s, as well as like for the cultures such as like mainlands. Yeah. So I think that like my time is almost up, and thank you so much for everyone. And I think that for this year's IVS, it will be centered around a lot on the IPs, infrastructures, gamings, animations. So there is a party hosted by Mainland by tonight at the Toei Park. If you haven't registered for the event, it's at the Toei Park Studio, where you will be able to see a big Evangelion like statue inside the park. So please join us our party tonight with our portfolio Mainlands, and hope you will enjoy like the IVS 2024. Thank you, everyone.